Look at that. Hi everyone, this is Levy again with another cooking edition. Today I'm here to show you how to make palm nut. And this is my palm nut, my shrimp, my fish, and my crayfish powder that I'm gonna be using. And here I have my pomo, my smoked fish right there that I got from Africa. I have my snails, same thing. I already fried them, cleaned them and fried them. And here I have my dried bonga. I have my shrimp, dried shrimp, smoked shrimp. I have my locust beans, afiti or ew, if that's how you call it. Please guys, share the name on the comment how you call this little thing. I just love to eat it fried or just like that. And yeah, again, this is my shrimp, my crayfish, my here guys, I have my pomo, my goat meat. I'm gonna use some red onion, thyme, some scotch bonnet peppers that I cut, and then I'm gonna add some black pepper. I'm going to add some salt to that, and then we're going to be adding some bouillon cube later. And guys, if you've never used thyme to season your meat, I definitely recommend it. It is so good. It gives it like a different flavor, kind of very aromatic. And here I'm adding my bouillon, which is a preference. And if you don't like it, just don't add it. We're gonna cover and let it cook. Here we're gonna add our palm nut in a pot because we will need to cook it just to remove the dirt from the palm nut. And this is a store-bought palm nut. Just gonna go ahead and add water, stir, and then I'm gonna cook this for 5 minutes on high heat. And after 5 minutes, guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and sieve my palm nut here. And I wish I could show you the rest. You see, you don't need to put everything, just leave the rest like this because that's where the sand are. So basically I have my crayfish powder, my shrimp powder, my fish powder. Those I'm gonna be adding them after the water dried up from the meat, just like I did last time with the stew that I made the other day. I'm just gonna go ahead and add my locust beans. And if you guys never tried locust bean in palm nut soup, I definitely recommend you do so. It just takes the soup on a different level. The flavor is different. You will never look back. I'm gonna stir here to make sure everything is combined. Then I'm gonna bring my palm nut that we just sieved, and then we're gonna add it to the meat to boil. Just like that. And then this is where, guys, you can also add more water if you'd like. So I'm gonna stir, make sure everything is well blended. Then I'm gonna let this cover and boil for a few minutes. After a few minutes, I'm just gonna go ahead and bring in my tomatoes, my onion, my scotch bonnet pepper. I added half of that. And after they are done cooking for a good 10 minutes, I'm just gonna remove them and put those in the blender. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend everything, and I will transfer it back in the pot. That's gonna give the soup the flavor that it needs to be consistent with palm nut soup. Right there, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that up, and I'm gonna transfer it back to the pot. I'm just gonna use water to rinse that out. Look at the color. You can see the color has already changed. My oil is setting on the top already. I'm just gonna add more peppers to my soup just for flavor. I'm not gonna pop them or anything. But if you want your soup to be super hot, you can go ahead and pop them. I'm adding some salt here. and some cubes as well. Again, if you don't like it, you don't choose to add it, don't do it. And here I have my smoked fish, my snails, and then my cheese, my fried cheese, my waragashi. But I'm gonna be adding the snails first because they're kind of hard, and then I'm gonna let it cook with the meat. And one thing, guys, you can do if you like your pomo to be a bit chewy, you can cook it halfway when you first do the cooking before you add your palm nut soup, and then you let it cook in the soup. It's gonna be so delicious. I'm gonna bring in my dried bonga that I deboned along with the smoked shrimp. You're gonna add everything to the pot, and then you're gonna stir, making sure everything is well combined. Look at this, guys. Look at the pomo. Wow. Look at the soup already. It's looking delicious. I cannot wait, guys, to taste it. And let me tell you, the crayfish powder in this, look at that, guys. After the soup is done boiling hot, I'm just going to go ahead and add some okra just because I like it that way. I like okra in my palm nut soup. If you don't, you can just omit it, but it's just my preference. I also like to add dried bitter leaves. Again, if you don't like bitter leaves, feel free to omit from the recipe. So here, guys, I'm just going to go mix everything. We're going to stir, and then we're going to let it simmer. The smell in the kitchen was amazing. I'm going to bring in now my smoked fish because I didn't want them to break in the soup. So I added them last. And look at this, guys. This is the consistency I like for my palm nut soup. Not too liquidy, but not too thick. This is just perfect for my swallow. All right, guys. So let that gumbo cook for 10 minutes. And your gumbo has to be in one piece. Do not let them break. Just let them be in one piece. Just cover that and let it cook. Let it simmer. And here I'm adding more bitter leaves just because I like the taste of the bitterness, not to overpower the soup, but just to complement it. And look at this, guys. The soup is ready. You can see my oil is on top. My meat is well settled. Everything is well cooked. I'm just going to go ahead and let it finish its thing before I get my swallow ready. So there you go, guys. And yes. So now I have my swallow. I did placali with my palm nut soup, and I'm in love with placali. So tell me, guys, what do you like to eat your palm nut with? Do you like to eat it with rice?